Step into the heart of Rome, a city of faith, art, and justice. For nearly 70 years, one man was the face of that justice, the final word in the Papal States legal system. His name was Giovanni Battista Bugatti, but to the people of Rome, he was known simply as Mastro Titta. From 1796 to 1864, Bugatti held the chilling title of official executioner for the Papal States. Imagine that. His career spanned the reigns of 4 popes, a period of immense political and social upheaval. But through it all, Mastro Titta's role remained constant. He was a symbol of the Pope's temporal power, a living, breathing reminder of the ultimate consequence of breaking the law. What's fascinating is the strange duality of his life. By day, when he wasn't performing his official duties, Bugatti was a humble umbrella painter and vendor, living with his wife just a stone's throw from the Vatican. He was a neighbor, a family man, a regular citizen. But when the call of duty came, he would cross the Ponte Sant'Angelo, a signal to the entire city that an execution was imminent. The saying, "Mastro Titta is crossing the bridge," became a chilling local idiom, a phrase whispered with a mix of fear and morbid curiosity. He wasn't just a functionary. He was a master of his grim craft. Bugatti was meticulous, keeping a detailed diary of every one of his 516 executions. He recorded the names of the condemned, their crimes, and the method of execution. His journal is a stark, unfiltered window into the justice system of the time. The crimes ranged from robbery and murder to what was then considered heresy or political subversion. The methods he employed were varied and brutal, reflecting the era. The most common was beheading, sometimes by axe, but more famously with the mazzatello, a gruesome long-handled mallet. The condemned would be led to a scaffold, often in a public square like the Piazza del Popolo, and with a single powerful blow, their life was ended. Later in his career, the guillotine, introduced during the Napoleonic era, became the preferred instrument. Mastro Titta adapted, mastering this new, more humane technology with the same efficiency. Public executions were major events. Crowds would gather, a mix of the devout, the curious, and those simply seeking a macabre spectacle. It was part of the social fabric. For Bugatti, this was his stage. He would appear dressed in a scarlet cloak, a costume that made him both instantly recognizable and terrifyingly anonymous. He approached his work with a sense of solemn duty. It's said he would offer the condemned a pinch of snuff, a final small act of humanity before fulfilling his role. He saw his work not as murder, but as carrying out a divine and legal sentence. He was an instrument of justice, not a man driven by malice. Despite the gruesome nature of his profession, Bugatti lived a surprisingly long life. He wasn't a social outcast in the way you might expect. He had a home, a business, and a pension. However, he was forbidden from entering the main part of Rome, the Trastevere district, except on official business. This was a practical measure to protect him from potential revenge by the families of those he had executed. He was a man set apart, living in a strange limbo between normalcy and notoriety. Think about the psychological toll. To perform this act over 500 times, to look into the eyes of the condemned day after day, year after year, how does a person compartmentalize that? His diary offers no emotional reflection, just cold, hard facts. Perhaps that was his coping mechanism, to reduce the person to a name, the act to a procedure. He was a professional, and professionals focus on the task at hand. In 1864, at the ripe old age of 85, Mastro Titta was retired by Pope Pius IX. He was given a generous monthly pension of 30 scudi. His long and bloody tenure came to a quiet end. His successor would only carry out a few more executions before the Papal States were dissolved in 1870, bringing an end to this entire era of capital punishment. Today you can still see traces of Mastro Titta's legacy in Rome. His scarlet cloak and the tools of his trade are on display at the Museum of Criminology. His story is a powerful, if unsettling, reminder of a different time, a time when justice was public, brutal, and embodied by one man in a scarlet cloak. He wasn't just an executioner. He was a historical figure, a symbol of an age when the lines between church, state, and the ultimate power over life and death were inextricably linked. The story of Giovanni Battista Bugatti, Mastro Titta, is more than just a list of executions. It's a story about duty, society, and the dark, complex nature of justice itself. It forces us to look at a past that is both fascinating and profoundly disturbing, and to consider how much our own world has, and has not, changed. Thanks for watching. If you found this glimpse into history interesting, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories from the forgotten corners of the past. See you next time.